Now, in a moment, this is really quite extraordinary. South Africa, a beautiful place, but a failing state in all regards. Regular major power outages, law and order totally out of control, particularly in cities like Johannesburg. And in the Western Cape, some people have simply had enough. And a new political party was launched this week based on what the Brexit Party did. And I'm very pleased to say I'm joined by Phil Craig, leader of the Referendum Party in South Africa, and more specifically in the Western Cape. Well, Phil, I'm very flattered to think that our efforts to break away from the European Union have inspired a political movement. In a sentence or two, tell us what it's all about.
Yeah, look, we're absolutely delighted that you've led the way and given us the roadmap to how to deliver genuine democracy to people in the Western Cape. And effectively, look, South Africa has an ideological divide. One half of the country effectively is fairly left-leaning, African nationalist, and economically pursues fairly disastrous policies. And at the other end of the country, we've got a government that is relatively Western-leaning, can I say, capitalistic, social capitalistic, and habitually votes against the national government. For 30 years, it never has voted for the government that we've got. And effectively, those people have just had enough. As you say, South Africa is a failing state, and it's a failing state that we didn't vote in and we can't vote out. We want control of our own destiny.
Now, of course, it'll be said to you, Phil, as it was said to me, this is impossible, it can't happen, people would never support it. Do you have any evidence that people living in the Cape actually want a referendum?
Absolutely. So, look, I think what's that Gandhi saying? Is at first they laugh at you, then they ignore you. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. We've polled regularly over the last 3.5 years, and the last poll we ran was in August this year. 68% of people in the Western Cape want a referendum, and 58% want Western Cape independence. So we are very, very confident that if we can get the referendum, we're going to win it.
But you'll be up against the status quo. You'll be up against the establishment. You'll be up against probably the big corporates, not necessarily the entrepreneurs, but the big corporates. You'll be up against constitutional challenges. Have you got the heft? Have you got the experience? Have you got the team of people that can genuinely fight this? Having public sympathy is one thing, but actually battling against the establishment is really tough.
It absolutely is tough, but that's where the fun is, isn't it? At the end of the day, one of the great things I think with your movement too, and with ours, is it's an inspiring movement of people that come together from the ground. And actually, what we've achieved so far already is just nothing short of remarkable. And I love Winston Churchill quotes, and my favourite one is, "History shall be kind to me, for I intend to write it." And that's our attitude here. So we intend to prevail. Yes, I think we can do it. Not going to be easy, but we are going to win. And look, we're a long way down the road. We've already made mayhem politically here, and we're only just getting started. So, yeah, I believe we're going to do this. Absolutely.
Well, I have to say, absolute pleasure to talk to you. I'm going to watch this with very great interest, because I think if you succeeded, you might find a lot of us might want to come and live there. So I wish you well in your endeavours, and thank you very much indeed for joining me this evening.